Hi everybody. I am popping in here today for an update. So the baby was born. This is him here. He's baby number 4 in our family, and he was born on May 30th, a little less than a week before his due date, and in the early morning, and it was fast, and we are both healthy and doing well. He is 1 week old today as I'm filming this, and have been following my midwife's instructions and resting the first week. I was not allowed to do any gardening. She specified for me. And this week I'm allowed to do a little bit, but I'm supposed to ease in. So there's a lot that has not been done. I did get a really good full days in the day before he was born. I did a lot of random stuff. We prepped our herb fairy bed, and I got the onions in, and luckily it has rained several times this past week, and so that is good. I haven't had to send my husband out to water everything. I did have him water the plants that are indoors and on the front porch once, and then I did it yesterday. I felt pretty good, and it was like about a week, so I thought the watering was okay. Just because they don't get water when it rains. So hi. But what I thought I would do is put him in the wrap and take a quick walk around. I've been outside in the orchard side. We got our new couch out there, so I was able to sit out there yesterday. It was really nice. But I haven't actually been out to my potager yet to see how everything's doing. My husband has been like each day going out and just mowing a little bit for me, because as you will see, there is a lot of grass and there's a lot of work that needs to be done in there, and it stresses me out a little bit because I'm not really sure how I'm going to get it all done. But I'm just going to take one task at a time and take it slow. So for today, I just want to take you around. Let's look at everything. There are things flowering everywhere, so let's focus on those and the beauty in those. And then I will this week be tackling one task at a time and seeing what I can do. So let me put him in the wrap and we'll go out there. Okay, so I'm using my mic and the baby has hiccups. So you're probably going to hear some baby hiccups in there. I'm hoping I moved it closer to me so it's not too loud, but he's in here. I love wearing my babies. If you're a new parent, or, know a new parent, that's like my number one baby suggestion is get yourself some carriers. There's lots of options. I like the soft woven wraps for the early days, and then I have a Becco Gemini that I've worn with all of my children. It's kind of falling apart, but it still works. So, all right, I thought we would start in the potager. So let's just start with that and get that out of the way, and then move on to some of the other areas. So as we're approaching, you can see all the grass. Yeah. I don't really have much to say about that, except that there's a lot of work to do. The grass is growing really well. Luckily, we've had rain this spring. I was nervous early in the season. It was a little dry, and last year was very dry, and I didn't want a repeat of that. So far, so good, at least just in our immediate area, I guess. One thing that I can't remember if it was there last time is the gates are in. So my husband just told me this morning one of them broke, but this one is the best one, so I'll show this one off. And I had some daffodils and alliums here. They're just finishing up. They're so cool looking. It would have looked much cooler without the grass there, but they should come back next year, and hopefully there won't be as much grass next year. Let's head on in. All right. So random landscape fabric there. Obviously things are in progress. These are obviously the areas we haven't gotten to yet, which is just crazy. So yeah, that's the status of that. These are a couple beds we prepped. So we prepped these ones by mowing it down and putting soil down, or it's like the mix that I get that has compost and sand and topsoil. It's like a mix of things. I really like it. And the goal was then to put the landscape fabric down right away so that this wouldn't happen. So hopefully over the next few days I'll get the landscape fabric on this. And then there's another one we prepped back there as well. The quince tree is doing really well. I think we're going to get some quince fruits this year. So I think we're going to get some fruit from it. The blossoms were so pretty. I will put a picture in here of the blossoms so you can see. All right, I promise I'm not going to go into everything in detail right now because, yes, I'm trying to keep this short. These beautiful flowering plants here are actually my sage. They're both culinary sage. And then there's thyme here. How gorgeous is that? Like, I mean, really with herbs, it's best to pick them before they go to flower, but I mean, these are so good for the pollinators. And I like their different colors. They're the same variety, I believe. I planted both. So, but they're somehow slightly different colors there. This got a little weedy again. I have some herbs there I haven't planted yet, and hopefully at least most of them are still alive. And I've got lots of volunteer calendula in that bed, so I'm kind of excited about that. Okay. And that bee balm, that's bee balm there, I planted last year. So a lot of work to do. Let's go check on the beds in the back though. Okay, so there's the asparagus over there. I did end up tying it up with stakes. That's something I did the day before the little guy was born, because they were kind of toppling over. And so that seems to be holding up well. I mean, there's a ton of grass that'd be great to get rid of, but yeah, some of these are super tall. Woo, that one's, I think, taller than me. Let's see. Yep, it's taller than me. That's pretty cool. These beds here are supposed to be potatoes. Obviously, they're not potatoes yet. But I did leave these. These were rutabagas from last year that went flowered, so I'm hoping to collect some seed. How cool does this look? I had no idea rutabaga would look like this. So, yeah, very cool. They look like, somebody tell me, are they in the brassica family? Because they look like similar to brassicas when they flower. So, yeah. All right, and these beds I worked on. So, in a video, from a while ago now, I sowed some carrot seeds, and they came up pretty patchy. You can see here, and then that bed back there. Oh my goodness, there's already so much grass. That's from 1 week. So last week, 1 week ago, these were all weeded, and then I planted the tiny little things around the edge here. Well, my shadow's in the way there, but you can see there's little clumps. There's some in clumps and some in rows along the side. The little tiny things are my onions. Got them in super late, but they're in, so I'm hoping they grow. That's what that is. I put some marigolds in over here, and there's some zinnias over there. We've got 4 varieties of carrots. There's, in one in each of these beds, and then one in each of those back there. My goodness, this one is just so weedy. The grass grew so much faster than the onions here. Okay. And then in here also needs to be weeded again. The beets are growing really well. I don't know. I planted some more rutabaga over here and it wasn't coming up well. So those might actually be some weeds or some unknown things in there. So I got to go through that. And this is the garlic, which is growing pretty well. There is some yellowing. I did give it some fish emulsion, I want to say like 2 weeks ago now. So it might be due for another watering with fish emulsion. But I planted them pretty close together this year, so they might not get as big, but yeah, they're growing, so happy with that. This bed is just crazy over here, and I think that might be mostly dandelion. I've been just like watching this from the house. This is glorious. This is my elder, and I love her so much. I'm going to come out and pick some flowers at some point, maybe later today. I will come out with some snippers, and I think I'm going to dry some, and then I really want to try making a shrub with that. So we'll see. It will be my first time, so I don't really know what I'm doing, but there are so many flowers on her this year. I'm so excited. There's actually a bird's nest in there, and I tried to get a good picture, but the mama bird didn't like it. So I'm just going to keep my distance for right now, but there's like a fabulous looking bird's nest right in the middle. And I think it's a red-winged blackbird's nest. The females look different than the males, and it looked pretty, she looked darker than I thought they were, but it could be just that I'm wrong. The males are the pretty blackbirds with the stripes of red and yellow on their wings, and the females are actually more of like a stripy brown color, and this one looked more like almost stripy black, but that's my best guess as to what it is after doing some looking in my bird ID book. Okay, so that is the state of this. Again, my husband's been like slowly mowing. I think he got through this big bed over there, so after we put landscape fabric on these ones that I pointed out before, and I think work on that one. I think that one's going to get cardboard and soil. that's my next task, is the soil and then landscape fabric on that, and then he's gonna have him start mowing that one over there. So that's where we are here. Yeah. Let me just, we'll move around the house and see what else we can see. Oh, I should look at my peas. Hold on. So these peas are growing beautifully. I need to get some twine out, I think, and just get some of these to connect to stay on the teepee, but that's fantastic. And then there'll be beans planted in here. Hopefully this week I can do that. Get the beans in as well. And I forgot to show you the ones in the back. Let's go see those. Okay, yay, these are growing as well, especially the ones on this end here. Seem to be growing better. The Emerald Archer peas seem to be struggling the most, I would say. These ones here are, oh, these are dwarf peas anyway, so they're supposed to be shorter, and that one's actually flowering there, so that's excited. I should pull that weed out so it's not blocking them. But we've got Maxi Gold and King Tut, and so these are my shelling peas. The ones that are growing on the teepee are my sugar peas that end up being garden snacks. So the goal is to, once this bed is prepped, I don't know what order that'll be in, to get beans and cucamelons back here along the fence. So, okay. Yep, that is where we are. Let's head around to the other side of the house. As we're walking around, I will show you what's going on here. I had grand plans for this area, and I'm hoping maybe later this year. My daughter, when we went to the nursery, we did pick up some plants that have been sadly sitting in here, although they look much better now that they've gotten more water. So there's some bleeding hearts back there. It's like a variety that has those chartreuse leaves, and some brunnera. That was in bloom when we got it, but it's getting hot, so I'm not expecting it to stay in bloom, but I should get those in the ground at some point. That would be good. But there's just so much more growth over here now, and this is just like the wildness of what it is. This is an area I want to work on, just like cleaning up a little bit and putting in some flowers that I love, like roses and maybe some peonies, just to add and kind of, I'm going to leave it somewhat wild, kind of go with a cottage garden feel, but yeah, just clean it up a little bit. This is a gorgeous geranium here, and I honestly don't know what these yellow flowers are, so if you know, please tell me. This was all planted before we moved in. Let me see if I can come around here. See, I think some of the flowers are suffering because there's so much grass. And I think those might actually be chives in there. Although they haven't been blooming, so I'm not 100% sure. We've got these flowers here. Again, I don't actually know what those are. There's iris stalks coming up. I don't see any flowers over here yet. And I think that's like a red bergamot or bee balm there. There's one lupin over here. So I think within the next week or so, some of these will start blooming some more. Okay, I'm just going to swing around this way. This is our front walkway. So I love, this is some white geranium and some salvia, and it does look glorious when it's in bloom. And I really need to get the grass out of there. It's been bothering me. I see it out my window, but it's not the highest priority. I got a lot of plants out here that are waiting to go in that really just need to go in the ground. So it's a little sad, but it is what it is. Let me quickly show you. I did plant up some pots on our front porch a couple weeks ago. So I was going with kind of a romantic look here. We got a heuchera, some sweet alyssum, some, I think the pink ones are begonias and the white ones are impatiens. Anyways, I thought they were pretty. So that's what I did there. And it's matching on the other side. The heuchera should grow taller as well. So, and these are varieties that like the shade. This is a very shady spot. So I need to move some of these out to the sun so they're ready to go. I got milkweed there that I need to put in. Those begonias are going hopefully in another container. And I got some lavender here that's actually blooming. That needs to go. I mean, all this stuff needs to get in. And so that's what I'll be slowly working on. I think, let me see. Yeah, there's some irises blooming over here. So I'm going to climb over and show you those. The bees, I can hear them. There we go. There's one down there. I don't know if you can see it or not. The bees love this salvia. Yeah, so that's fantastic. Okay, this is a bergamot I planted. Did I plant it last year? I can't remember. But hopefully it'll flower this year. It didn't flower last year. All right, there we go. There's some irises that are blooming. So there's more of those that'll be blooming on the other side. They might actually need to be divided. They might be happier that way. All right, let's come along here. These are, oh, I'll show you the columbine quickly because those are pretty. The rhododendrons are just about done, but the columbine still looks pretty here. But this is an area I also want to take care of, but we'll see if I get to it later this summer. I'm almost thinking hydrangeas because I love hydrangeas. Okay, let's check out this green stalk. So I'll link here the video where I planted it up. It's doing great. Look, we've got strawberries. We're going to get strawberries soon. I'm really excited about that. This is, I actually probably should pull one of these. I put several seeds for this is borage in there. And it's probably too much. We got some nasturtium coming up. The only seeds that didn't do well are the alyssum. So I stuck some pansies in some of the ones that I had there. That haven't come up yet. But these pansies have been doing so well. They're so pretty. Yeah, back here I think I stuck more pansies in where the alyssum wasn't growing. And the strawberries in the back we may not get fruit from, but I was prepared for that. Let's just see if we can see from this. It really looks the best from this angle over here. You want to show them the strawberries?
Oh yeah, these are strawberries.
Yeah, it's exciting, huh? They are getting big. Should I go through the orchard next or should I go to the berry garden first? All right, she says berry garden, so let's go that way. Here's kind of a distance shot. Again, there's a lot of weeding that needs to be done in here, but you know, it is what it is. I told you I'd show you it as it is for right now. But the blackberries are looking great. Let me show you. My favorite one is the one over here. Okay, so there's new shoots coming up and there's flowers, so we should get some blackberries this year as long as the birds don't get to them first. So I'm pretty excited about that. Pretty excited. And then I do have these pots of strawberries here, and there are strawberries growing in there as well. I need to, I think, move them maybe onto the mulched area behind the blackberries so we can mow there so it's not covered in grass. But yeah, our blueberries are here. They're very weedy, but they're here. And look at all these little baby unripened, can you see them there? Little baby unripe blueberries. So I really need to get weeding in here because this is choking that plant out. So that needs to move up on my priority list. But the other thing I think I want to do is have my husband help me stake and net these. This bed and the one behind is where a lot of the blueberries, they're my earlier ripening ones. And I want to get them before the birds. We've got a lot of birds around here, which I love, but I would like some of my berries. So these ones are more mid, and the ones in the back are mid-late, and those ones are all planted last year. So I'm not sure we're going to get much fruit from them this year, but actually now that I'm looking at them, we very well may. So yeah, I mean, they're looking good. So I'm very excited about all of our berry plants this year. I'll show you more. So again, need to be weeded. My toddler loves to move the bottom support thing here. I haven't put the wires up yet. So the goal is to have wires connecting either side here to hold up these, and this bed really needs it. But she loves to move those. I don't know why. These are a purple raspberry. I think they're purple royalty. And so it looks like we're going to get some. This will be our first year getting them because they bear on floricanes on the second year canes. So these are the canes that grew last year. Those ones do as well. Those are red. I actually recently did, before the baby was born, I did a orchard and berry garden tour, and that will be coming out really soon. So I just need to edit it. So I'm going to stop going into too much detail here, but just suffice to say, there are more raspberries over there. Those are our fall bearing ones, and the goal is to weed and compost those. We also got honeyberries growing well, and these are cherry trees on either side here, with some alliums. The daffodils were all around them, and they're done too. I'll see if I can put a picture in here. Actually, in the tour, the daffodils were all blooming. So, but these are growing well for the most part. Some are bigger than others. Let's see if I can show you. Ooh, some of these are turning actually. See the honeyberries there? I don't think they're ripe yet. I think they take a while to ripen, but they've been green for a while. So I'm excited to see some color on that. Okay, I'm pretty confident this is not fully ripe yet because I think you're supposed to wait, but I'm going to try it anyway. Okay, first honeyberry. Definitely not quite ripe yet, definitely tart, but still pretty good. And there's like a little bit of blueberry flavor in there. That's really good. I'm really excited for those guys. I'm hoping we'll get a good harvest this year. It looks like they bear on the like older wood, and because these were planted last year and they're still pretty small, we're not going to get a huge harvest this year. So my guess is we're only going to have enough for fresh eating. But in years to come, I'm super excited to make like honeyberry pie and honeyberry jam. Yes, excitement. All right, let's head over to the orchard area. We're just going to keep going. I'm walking next to the honeyberries here. Again, I will post a more in-depth tour over here, but let me just show you what's happening quickly and our status of things. So everything is done. All the trees are done blooming. This one here is our one apple that didn't bloom this year, but that's okay. Hopefully next year. And we had 2 that did bloom. So, and it looks like it's growing new branches like gangbusters. So that's good. Our peach, unfortunately, has some peach leaf curl, it looks like. I really need to get out here and cut those pieces off. And I think I'm going to spray it down with some neem and fish emulsion one evening. So I need to get on that. I also really, maybe I need to have my husband do this actually, dig up that burdock. There's like 2 huge burdock plants there and they need to be dug up. So yeah, they can't be there. This is the beginnings. Well, actually I've got quite a bit in here now. This is the pollinator garden. A few more things I'm going to stick in here, but it's looking good right now. We're working on kind of mowing down and covering some of these areas too here because they were just lots of grass. Oh, let me come back this way for a minute because we've got some more sage blooming there. I transplanted that from the garden, and so I kind of hacked it up a bit, so I'm glad it's doing so well. And there's some lemon balm there as well. This is a currant bush, a black currant I planted. I don't know if we're gonna get fruit now. I think I saw some. Like I just planted it from the nursery. I think that's fruit there that's gonna ripen, so that is good. And there's comfrey I planted over there that's flowering. Okay, swinging around here. Both this and the other apple tree I'll show you flowered, and we're getting some fruits. So very exciting. This one I believe is Zestar. So I'm going to let it fruit a little bit. And I might like this one. I'll probably take this one off so that, yeah, I don't want too much going on there. Yeah. And I got my chives look good here. They're blossoming. I've been eating those in, they're kind of past their prime right now, the blossoms at least, but I've been eating those in scrambles, egg scrambles. And these are gooseberries, and they're really prickly, so I gotta be careful. But they're making little gooseberries. And I gotta figure out how to know when those are ripe. These are a green gooseberry. Here's our pear tree here. I'm not seeing quite as many little pears as I did last year. And honestly, we had more than we could handle last year, but there are some. I don't know if it just produced so much last year, and then, yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I know sometimes that happens with trees. Okay, that's our new peach tree I planted, and I want to show you this because it's so pretty. This is a clematis, and I don't remember what kind it is right now. I think I saved the tag, but it's been growing and climbing. So this was the old peach tree, and I just put some chicken wire around it so that the clematis could climb up. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I love these flowers. I think they're so cute. So yeah. Oh, and there's alliums. There's a bunch of alliums there too. There were daffodils. Yeah. All right, that's the other apple tree that flowered and has fruits, and that one I really think I need to thin out, but I'm not going to do it right now. You see that, like, over here, there's a large grouping, and that probably needs to be thinned to 1 or 2. So this is a Liberty semi-dwarf apple. It's so cute. These are not plants, but I did want to show you this because I'm very pleased with it right now. This is our new, we put down landscape fabric and these outdoor rugs, and these are our new outer furniture. So I'll link it below. We're really pleased with it so far. It's USA made, sustainable, with sustainable materials, and yeah. So this is the couch and some chairs, and we got the coffee tables from their new teak collection. There's a 6-year-old. You want to say hi? Is it hot today? Yeah, it's hot. That wheel thingy we were using as a table, and I plan on continuing to use it as a table, but I want to sand it down and stain it. So I'm leaning towards white. You'll all have to let me know. I have white and I have like a greenish color, the same color as the garden gates, and I have like a cedarish color, which would match the like actual canopy itself. So I'm leaning towards white right now. Second choice in here I think would be the cedar color. You can let me know what you think. All right, let me finish up over here. So this is another thing we kind of worked on right before the baby was born. Mostly my husband, because I was very pregnant and uncomfortable. So these are going to be our herb fairy beds. I say going to be because most of it is not planted yet. And I do have several plants that were on the front porch and walkway that need to go in here. But these elders are also flowering a lot more. They're a lot smaller than the elder in the potager, but I think it's due to just one less, they get a little less sun because at some point in the day the solar canopy does block some of it really later in the day. So they do get a lot of sun, but there's that. They also have been like super weeded out in the last couple of years. So we did put down more cardboard and mulch around them this year, as well as the rest of these beds here. And these are, I think that might be it coming back a little bit and not a weed, but these are rose bushes. And just like when I first put them in, they dried out a little bit. I didn't water them enough. And so I'm hoping they come back. They're a bare root. I'm really hoping, but I'm leaving them for right now and seeing what happens. That one looks like that's like that green thing looks like it's part of the rose bush, so I'm hopeful. They're a Rosa rugosa, native rose, that I planted here so we could get rose hips, and rose is one of the herb fairies in the herb fairies program. I will link the herb fairies program below so you know what I'm talking about. And these are new elders. These are a different variety than the others we have. These are both coarser, I believe, but they're all Sambucus nigra. Or black elder. And so yeah, I didn't expect, these are also planted bare root this year, and I did not expect any flowers from them. So they're doing okay. I think the shoots at the bottom could look a lot better, but at least they're leafing out. So, and we've gotten some rain recently, which is good. And I did water them a couple times when it was a bit drier. And this is our new play set, actually. I don't know if I've shown this. I might have shown this in the orchard video as well that's coming out. And then we have logs there. I need to kind of rearrange them so we can mow better around it. But the idea is that it's like a natural play area where they can like balance and stuff. And these are my daughter's 9-year-old sticks that she has collected, or branches really. They're beyond sticks. But yeah, so we need to kind of clean that out a bit so it's easier to play on. But this place that has already gotten a ton of use, I'm really happy with it. Yeah, it was definitely a good investment. So that's where we are. Things are definitely shaping up. There is a lot of tasks to do, but I'm actually, after walking around here, feeling pretty good about the progress we've already made. Just things coming to fruition, literally, that we planted in the past. I will point out this hydrangea is pretty much dead. And the one over there is alive though, so that's exciting. I want to make a bigger bed around it and plant some more flowers around it. Let me end with the peonies. Let me head in that direction because they are we've got one peony bush that was planted when we moved in, and it is in full bloom. And that's another thing this afternoon. I might come out and they're actually later than you want to cut them for cut flowers, but you know, that's fine. We'll come out and cut some, put some in a vase inside. Here you go. Now, I did get a peony stand, but it was not nearly big enough, so I need a bigger one next year so it doesn't flop like this. But I'll cut some of those ones that are on the ground so that save them. But I don't know what variety this is, to be honest. If you know, let me know. It's got like the outer is pink and then it turns white. So, yeah. I think these are blooming earlier than they did last year, because I wanted to say I don't think they were blooming until after my daughter's birthday, which is in 4 days, I think, from now. So I think a lot of this stuff is earlier. So that was a good walk. We're going to head back inside now. It's getting a little hot out. And yeah, we're going to head back inside and maybe get some snacks and do some other things inside before I hand him off to my husband. And I'm going to try to pop out this afternoon and do 1 or 2 garden tasks. I'm also hoping to have my kids plant their flowers on the deck. They got flowers. I took them each on a mommy child date separately to a nursery before the baby was born, and they each picked out a bunch of annual flowers, and so those are going to go on our deck and kind of like window box things there. But I need to push them to get them in so they're not one of the plants sitting out on the front walkway. So hopefully that'll get done today. Might try to plant some other things, but I'm going to try to take it easy. Those of you who are parents know it's not easy to take it easy. And I want to say I'm really fortunate that my husband's able to take 2 weeks off. So this past week and this coming week, he is basically in charge of the toddler. And this past week has really been about resting. Mainly, I just sit and feed the baby. And I think this coming week is mainly going to be about figuring things out and adjusting before he's back at work. He does work from home, so I'm not like completely without a safety net. I can call him if there's like an emergency or something. But figuring out nursing the baby and watching the toddler and just trying to get anything else done is going to be a little bit of a challenge for a while. So I think we're going to try some routine things and ease back in. So I'm hoping to be able to keep working on the garden because I really, really want to, and I enjoy doing it. But it's going to be slow this year. A lot of stuff's going to go in late. We're probably not going to get as big harvests from things, and I'm trying to accept this. But I will try to share with you as much as possible. Right now, I'm super happy that he's here and healthy, and enjoying the newborn snuggles. I hope you are all doing really well and that your gardens are blossoming. And until next time, happy gardening.